if you're listening to this and you already know you're stressed, you already know you're having a tough time dealing with the kids, you already know that you're having a tough time dealing with work, something inside you is just beating you up mercilessly, then I know you don't have necessarily the surplus, or you don't think you do. We've got to take that moment and look at what we can do to take care of ourselves better and to personally develop before a traumatic or before an extreme situation hits. My people, welcome in, man. This is G. Sometimes you have things that you're just not, like, you're ready to talk about them and you know it's important, and I always encourage people to share their story. So I think it's super important that I take this moment to share my story. So about 5 months ago, I had an emotional burnout. And in one day, about 60% of my positive feelings went away. Kind of like a turtle bringing its head into its shell. And they haven't come back since. Maybe at some point in the future, I'll make a video that's all neat and nicely wrapped, like 5 ways to fight emotional burnout, 6 ways to recover. Since I'm in the middle of it, I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. I might say some things during the video, but please excuse me if I don't have like really solid answers. And that's where this starts. I don't really have answers. I'm just sharing this because I hope that it will help somebody who's also going through it and experiencing that. Because if you don't have your positive emotions, it becomes really, really difficult to decide where you're going and what you're doing and how you're doing things, because there's no sweetness to it, Like, I had to go through Christmas and watch my kids unwrapping presents and feel nothing. So I can tell you guys some of the things that I'm working on right now, and maybe it'll at least give you some ideas. Because I looked at the information and they're like, look, minimum, like it's probably gonna take you 11 weeks. Most times it might be 1 to 4 years. And I'm looking at that, I'm just like, to live in this void for like 3 or 4 years, I'm not gonna front, I'm not ready. But here's what I can tell you about it, is that they say that the very first phase is acceptance. Like, this is where you are, it's okay, you're quasi broken. And I think now that it's been 5 months, maybe I'm getting there. I was getting after it, man. I had 3 kids and a job and a wife, and I was drawn in to start a podcast, and I wanted to help people, and I'm doing personal development. I had goals, I had meditation, I had yoga. Like, I'll be honest, I was just one of those people who didn't have time for this shit. I didn't have time for a damn burnout. And when it happened, I recognized it, and I'm big on mental health, but I was still just like, oh, this is gonna throw off my schedule by a lot. This is gonna throw off my schedule. I don't have time for this, guys. And I already felt like I was facing enough problems in enough different areas where I'm just like, come on, you can throw this on top. So, like I said, phase 1, acceptance, right? Okay, fine. I accept it. I will tell you that one of the most important things that I did was that I recognized that it wasn't probably going to go away by itself. And unfortunately, the one thing that I would recommend is be careful of too much acceptance, because you can adjust to almost anything. And just like a person with diabetes, like their foot turns black, people always ask, be like, how did you let it get that bad? Little incremental steps where you adjust and you adjust and you adjust, and that's your new reality. And you say, it is what it is. And so there has to be this balance with everything we do in life of, I accept the things that I cannot change, but this is something different. I can change this. Sorry, I got mantras written on my hands. Don't worry about that. It's just some things to keep in mind. And looking back at it, the one thing that I can really tell you guys was so important, and that I want to hype you guys to now, specifically if you're watching this video and you haven't experienced a burnout, or if you're on your way, your routines and your strategies and understandings before you get to a traumatic situation are so important. I've been meditating daily for 7 years. I've been working on personal development seriously for the last 2, probably almost 3 years. And I've read and watched so many videos and learned from my lamas and my gurus and my teachers. Thank you very much. And experienced with it and awareness to the point that when this happened, I had so many things propping me up, that were still supporting me, even though my brain kind of just let go, like it couldn't deal with it. And so through these last 4 or 5 months, at least I've had something to keep the boat afloat while I try to figure it out. So if you're listening to this and you already know you're stressed, you already know you're having a tough time dealing with the kids, you already know that you're having a tough time dealing with work, something inside you is just beating you up mercilessly, then I know you don't have necessarily the surplus, or you don't think you do. We've got to take that moment and look at what we can do to take care of ourselves better and to personally develop before a traumatic or before an extreme situation hits, before a pandemic hits, before the loss of a child hits, before a serious illness hits. We've got to prepare, because when that tough time comes, whoosh, now you're just on the train, and you're on the train with whatever bags you had. That's it. So like I said, phase 1 acceptance, and I'm working on that. I can tell you about some of the things that I've read, and so if you're going through this or you're getting close to it, then this is some of the things that I think are going to help me through. Looking at your daily routines and your habits can work your way back to convincing your emotional turtle to come back out of the shell, right? And so meditation, breathing, diet, brain healthy foods like nuts and seeds, stuff that's high in omega-3 acids. I live in Germany right now. Omega-3. Berries and fruits, bananas, linsen seeds, and oats. All of these things really, really good for the brain health. Stuff like avocado and healthy fats, really good for the brain. And it's all about kind of supporting the brain so that you can allow your emotions to come back out again. Because what everybody says, and I believe it, they will come back. Taking some healthy time off, if you can do it, like, hey, not just sitting on the couch laying around, but really taking some time off and like getting out in nature, or doing, regular fitness to, once again, just make your environment as inviting as possible. Looking after your inner child. I know a lot of the times we don't want to get so touchy-feel about it. Well, I guess a touchy-feely damn situation, specifically when you can't feel nothing and your life is going by you and you're missing out on experiences because you're living 30 or 40% of the experience. So it's about damn time to get touchy-feely. Give your inner child a hug, man. Fuck. He's hurting, obviously. And so I wake up every morning, the very first thing I do, man, is I give myself a hug and I say, I love you, Garrett, you know? Like, it's all good. I'm here for you. Because obviously you broke right now. Broke. And so, we need to take care of ourselves as well as possible and as compassionately as possible. Because I can be a little bit hard on myself, where I'm just like, damn, G, like, you really broke? And once again, that goes back to the acceptance thing. So taking care of your inner child, man. And another thing that goes right along with that, journaling and writing. Building up gratitude, you can do that with your journaling. Every day saying, like, what am I grateful for? So that you can keep as positive as possible, man. Keeping a positive atmosphere outside and inside so that you can give yourself that time you need to heal and to recover. And the last thing I'll say, I know that was a lot, guys, and maybe I'll simplify it down in one video after this, but I've been so scatterbrained. Now you just get what you get. I'm sorry. What was I going to say? Verbally, mantras and things like that. My wife was telling me a really good one. I invite harmonious, beautiful, rich, deep feelings back into my life, or into my life. Maybe you never had them before. I invite deep, rich, healing feelings into my life, And we live in a quantum field body, so we're creating our own experience. And I will tell you, one of the biggest difficulties is that we use positive emotion and the sweetness of, reward for so much of our motivation and so much of our goal setting and even our visualization. The most powerful thing that you can do to create your life, visualizing with feeling. Sometimes you don't have the feeling. And so you just have to do the best that you can with what you have. It sucks. I'm not going to say it any other way. I would love to put some possibility. It sucks. It's not nice. It's uncomfortable. Ironically, in my spiritual journey, I'm looking to get rid of the self, and you could say that this is a large part of the self that just was out of here. I didn't quite imagine it happening this way, but if I can ask you guys to reframe things and to put your best foot forward, then I know that that's my responsibility now, and I want to share that with you as I'm doing it. And, this is a part 1. There's going to be a part 2 and a part 3 where hopefully I'm making some progress and I can share that with you guys. What it's looked like so far was getting a therapist, modeling to find out some people who've been through it, what it looks like, finding some techniques that I can do and keeping the positive things going, because it's like Garrett's brain is on a sabbatical. And so then it's like, if you don't have the positive rewards to drive you or pull you towards something, why am I doing something? Your why has to be better than ever before. And now it can't just be good, it has to be clever and practical. And I came up with 2 things. In all this time, without positive feeling, I've come up with 2 things. Number 1, if it doesn't matter for me, if it's not going to give me some positive impact, then why not do something good for somebody else? Because we're all connected. So if I can't feel it, why not at least put my foot down for somebody else who can feel it? That's number 1. And I think that the universe respects a decision like that. I have faith that the universe respects a decision like that and rewards it, even if I can't feel it. Number 2, what would Garrett have wanted me to do when he comes fully back from sabbatical, when he gets his positive feelings back? What can I put in the bank for him? You know, what can I experience for him, and what positive things can I do for him while he's away that he'll get back and be like, hell yeah. You know, this dude here didn't have the full resources, but he did what he could. And then he can pick up the ball with the emotions coming back and really be cooking with gas. Because I will tell you, any positive actions made during times of stress, that's triple points, bro. That's quadruple points, sis. That's quintuple points, fam. I promise you. Maybe you're not feeling it. Maybe you're down. If you can make a positive step or just keep it neutral, that's a win. And when you come out on the other side, you're going to believe in yourself more than ever, because you're going to look at that and you say, this is a dude. This is a woman who gets it done. I believe in that sort of person. They deserve good things in their life. Somebody who does that. So that's my message for today. I hope that if you're headed this route, man, be preventive in your steps, man. Try to do some of this healthy stuff that I mentioned before you get to this point. Try to take some time off and get out in nature. Relax, man. Give your brain a second off from the constant, hustlenomics, man. It doesn't work. Work lovingly. Don't grind it out. I tried to. I really did. And I got caught up, man. Pandemic, work, relationship, kids, personal development, spiritual journey, awareness getting bigger, seeing everything in 3D. It was too much for me. And that's okay, because this is part of my journey. Second part of the message, man, to the people who are out there right now, who are in the pot, it's cooking and you're in it right now. Have faith. This too shall pass. I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to me. This too shall pass. Do the best you can with what you have right now. Really honor yourself. Love yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. That's okay. Don't put yourself down. Don't hate on yourself. Blah, 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 blah. Do what you can with what you have. Step one. Step one. All right, guys, that's enough for today, man. Regardless, feelings or no feelings, I'm going to keep trying to put love out into the universe. I'm going to keep trying to put my understanding and my experiences out there for all of the good that it can do. And a shared experience is the most valuable thing that you can pass on in your time on this earth. I love you guys, man. I want the best for you, and I want you to go out and get it yourself. So, man, if you have a thing, by all means, check out the podcast, the E4C Mindfulness podcast. You can find it on Apple, Spotify. You can email me if you have some questions, or just hit me below in the comments. Please like and subscribe, because we're going somewhere together. I'm creating a family that's going somewhere together. And you're watching this right now because the universe wanted you to watch this. We were already connected, and we're meeting again in this lifetime to keep that connection going, to start spreading some love and understanding, raising some vibrations. We're gonna get it regardless of challenges. And if you feel like I do, hit that subscribe button. Join up, man. I love you guys, man. Till next time.